bandage on the arm of Lisa Wilkinson. And online, it's interesting, I was just having a little look at people's guesses as to what's going on. Someone suggested that you might have given your husband, Peter, an attitude adjustment. She didn't punch her husband. It just wouldn't happen.
I did not. No, I didn't.
Something else.
Yeah, what it actually is, it's something I've had for about 20 years now. I first got it after I gave birth to our second child, Louis, and basically my arm was going dead when I woke up in the morning, and I'd sort of wake up, pins and needles, but it's been getting worse and worse and worse to the point where for the last sort of 2 months I haven't been able to sleep for much more than about an hour at a time every night because my arms were just completely dead.
And so you'd have to kind of shake it out and
I'd have to stand up, shake it out, and you know, mothers tend to do this when you've got kids and you're working, you get busy and you think, oh, it's just something, I've got a pinched nerve or something. And I finally got it looked into and I discovered it's something called carpal tunnel syndrome.
Right.
And I've got it in both hands.
Dr. Rick Gordon is with us. Isn't it nice to be able to have a resident doctor on set who can tell us what's going on? Say it again, carpal
tunnel syndrome.
What is it?
Well, you hit the nail on the head with being a pinched nerve. You have the median nerve that runs through a tiny little tunnel in your wrist, and that median nerve supplies sensation and motor function to the thumb and those fingers. So if you compress that nerve, and it's very common in pregnancy, I was surprised to hear it happened after your pregnancy, more common in women, and it's
much more common in women.
Yes, it is, and it's probably related to their fluid changes, because if you put a lot of fluid into a little tunnel, you've got to compress the nerve, and that's why people get that numbness in that side of their hand, and it progresses up the arm as well. So it's a compression of the median nerve. Often from repetitive use, pregnancy, as we said, lots of other potential causes for it, but a really annoying thing that you just can't really seem to shake out.
And it's one of those things that you just think, oh, it'll go away eventually.
Well, a lot of them do. A lot of them will settle down because the space just enlarges a little bit and the nerve recovers. But, of course, the worst scenario is to have surgery, because that's the thing that's going to release the top of take the top off the tunnel, release the ligament that's across the top, and therefore that will allow the nerve to function properly, and hopefully it'll now resolve.
Just in case there are people watching at the moment thinking, hang on a moment, this could be me, so symptoms won't necessarily present themselves exactly the same way as Lisa, or is that it?
No, they're often the way. It's numbness and tingling. It's like your nerve has gone to sleep. So you lose weakness. That's the worst scenario, because not only is it sensation where you feel strained that your hand has gone to sleep, but it's also you get weakness. So you start not being able to do normal daily functions, and that's when you really should see someone about it.
Yeah, one of the giveaways for anyone who ever gets on a bicycle, if you put your hands on the bike, they go numb really quickly, or an exercise bike of any kind.
Well, presumably that's even more pressure on that nerve. And yes, often in pregnancy, I see a lot of it with my pregnant women, and they'll go to sleep with splints that their hands are back like this. Ideally, if you go to sleep with your hands in the air, that allows the fluid to drain out.
Well, that's what, the doctor said to me, you've got to keep your hand above your heart.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And I said, I can't really do that on TV.
Exactly.
And, of course, the kids and Peter are all walking around the house like this at the moment.
Well, we can all sit here and do it with you, and you realise how difficult it is to do that.
Yeah.
So, but
what did you have done yesterday? What did they actually do as part of the operation?
Yeah, they've cut my hand open and just released all of the
it's like the roof over a tunnel.
Yeah.
So they're going down just a couple of layers and then splitting that little ligament, which allows the nerve, the pressure off. Yeah. It's quite simple, but and it has a good chance of 95% chance that it's fixed the problem.
Yeah.
It's very rare to
Good
need
on
to
you, Doc. Well, thank you for that.
I feel sorry for you.
If you have those symptoms, make sure you check it out.
You can get it fixed really simply.